thinking a lot about morals, right? It's like my whole thing recently. Morals. I mean, I suppose it's been a thing my whole life, really. Believe that everybody has like an innate understanding of justice, right? It's why you feel betrayed. It's why certain things don't fly in the court of public opinion, right? Um, so everybody has this sort of innate understanding of justice. Um, and morality is a branch of that, or the foundation of it. And to be moral is to basically just be a good person, right? But most people are not very moral because it is hard. It's hard to be responsible as an emotional, sentient creature, among other emotional, sentient creatures. And I find that most people just kind of don't give a fuck. In a way, most people are kind of lost, you know? And normally this is sort of in the context of religion, right? Because people only ever do anything for the promise of divine reward, right? Why be moral at all if you don't get a reward for it? Why try to do the good thing by everybody? Why have a sense of justice if there's nothing after this, right? And I don't really have an answer because I don't believe in an afterlife. I don't believe in a God, and I don't believe in like divine reward or anything like that. I think I'm just gonna end, and in those final moments, I'm just gonna be really mad, you know. But I still can't help it. Like it really sucks. Like I just can't help it. I don't even know where it comes from. I just see bullshit and I can't stand it. I can't fucking stand it. I hate it when people abuse a situation. I hate it when something is exploited. And it's selective, right? There are some things like I don't give a shit about. But generally speaking, like within my own little world and the things that I prioritize, somebody is exploiting like a weakness or a vulnerability. I really hate it. I just can't stand it. I hate deception. I hate it when somebody thinks that they're smarter than me. I hate it that they feel like they can, like I don't see. You know, just because I don't say anything doesn't mean I don't see. My restraint is from respect for humanity, you know, and also curiosity. I'm just curious, like how far some people take some shit, you know. And they always take it the full way. And even if you call them out on it, like people just double down on their own lies. Like the level of self-deception in some people is fucking insane. Like they live their lives with these lies. You know, they lie so heavily to their own core that they fucking forget what the truth is. You know, and there is an objective truth. There always is. You know, you can tell by the way people act and behave and the choices that they make that they feel some element of guilt. You know, they understand what they're doing is wrong in some way, but they justify it. You know, they scoop out their morals and they find a way to make it okay in their head to justify the shitty decisions that they're making, you know. And I think this is why fucking humanity is doomed. I mean, among a bunch of other reasons, like pragmatic, practical, material reasons. But in the terms of like the human spirit, I think this is why we're fucked, because there's no such thing as justice. Like there just isn't. This is something that I'm slowly coming to realize now. Right? There's no such thing as a law that prevents somebody from being a piece of shit. You know, it doesn't exist. There's no guiding hand. There's no authority. There's no ultimate fucking daddy figure who's gonna go, don't do that. That's wrong. You're gonna hurt that person's feelings. You know, who gives a shit about your feelings? They only care about themselves. They only care about how they feel and getting ahead. You know, so people never feel consequence. They never understand the weight of retribution. You know, they don't understand justice because it doesn't exist. You know, you can't write a law. There's no such legislative way of putting, you know, don't be a piece of shit. Um, I mean, for example, I mean, it's not really an example because I'm not going to go into details, but in my own personal life, like I've had something recently, and the fucking mental gymnastics this person goes through, for something that has been in the works for about a year, 365 days, if not longer, right? This sort of domino effect of, and I can see it. I can see the things falling into place for them, you know, and it's all crude, very transparent, but you can't call them out on it because they have, it's like I was talking about before, this sort of legal mindset that people have. You know, you have plausible deniability, you know. And it's funny because they often use morality as that defense, you know. Oh, I wouldn't do that because I love this person. Or how can you say something like that? Uh, I'm this person's XYZ. You know, I'm their brother, mother, husband, wife, whatever, girlfriend, boyfriend. I would never do something like that. But yet, you still see the dominoes fucking falling in a particular way, which can only mean one thing: intent and motivated planning, premeditation, you know. Um, and I just hate that. I fucking hate it because they get away with it. I hate it that this person is going to get away with it. And there's nothing I can do to stop it. There's nothing in a civilized world that I can do to stop it. You know, in an uncivilized world, I could just fucking kill them. And then that would be a retribution. But I don't want to go to prison, right? So I can't do that. Plus, it would hurt my feelings. I wouldn't want to kill this person. This is somebody who's quite important to me at a point in time. Not anymore, but so, but there's no law for that. There's no. They haven't done anything wrong in society's eyes, you know. So the fact that you can't write legislation to stop stuff like that, as long as it's within the parameters of the law that we have, you know, then what does that say about the future of humanity? If you can just go through life being a piece of shit anyway, because we are humanity, we are civilization, we are society, we are it. We're the ingredients, and if the ingredients are spoiled to begin with, then how can you ever have an optimistic future? You just can't. You know, the only reason that this whole thing, fucking society, works is that we have like an unsigned mutual agreement that we're not fucking animals, right? It only works if we say to each other, Alright, I won't kill you if you don't kill me, or I won't steal your shit if you don't steal mine. It's an unwritten code. And if you breach that, doesn't matter if you're doing it obviously or if you're doing it in like fucking insidious way. It's the same shit. The result is the same. It removes the foundation of the society that you're living in. And I totally understand people that fucking lose it. Maybe people who are not as rational are too emotional, right? But they understand. They may not be the most articulate people in the world. They don't have the words to describe what they're feeling and what they're seeing, but I understand the feeling, and they understand. They see what is happening, and they act on it, which is retribution, which is justice. But that's illegal, you know. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like I'm not advocating for an anarchy state or something. Some sort of like weird fascist moral code, ambiguous legislation that could be applied to fucking anything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the world is fucked. Like I wouldn't want to live in that kind of society anyway. But it's just funny. It's funny and it's upsetting because these are issues that I've dealt with like my whole life. You know, I was a fucking white knight before being white knight was cringe. You know, uh, I always made a point of taking up the dregs of society. Because nobody else wants them. Because I understand what that feels like. So I'm like, you know what? Let's make our own fucking group. Make our own tribe. Our tribe of outcasts. Um, and then we can just be content. We can have what these people want and also make fun of them at the same time. I've always been that way, you know. But it doesn't matter. None of it matters. Nothing matters. Because everybody does this, especially when it comes to money. Oh, goodness. Like, I haven't even read the Bible, but sure had a fucking point about money. Really is the root of evil. It warps perspective so bad. It's like a Shakespearean level of treachery in my life at the moment. I'm going to be mulling over this for like years as well. And there's nothing I can do to stop it. I can only confront them with the moral argument, which doesn't matter because morality doesn't matter if there's no justice to go along with it. If there's no retribution, no strong arm to the sentiment. An ideal is fine and all, but if you can't enforce it, then what's the point, right? It's just an idea. It's just there. People are very fleeting with their ideas. It's ethereal. There's no substance to it, so you need to fucking turn it into a fist. Which is a whole other slippery slope. If you turn it political, right? Which I don't advocate, but I'm just talking about peasant stuff, day-to-day things, nothing so grand. Anyway, fuck people, man. God, I hope there isn't anything after this. I just want to close my eyes and slip away and just disappear. Just feel nothing. Just be gone. Just sleep. It's hard to comprehend the period when you're sleeping because you're either dreaming or, I don't know, maybe you're a shit sleeper like I am, but there's moments like blackout sleeps where you're just gone. I hope it's like that. I don't want to get to the fucking pearly gates and you're like, surprise! It was real all along. And then I'd be like, oh, that's nice. Where the fuck were you when these people were being that way? Oh, it's all part of God's plan. I was like, oh, that's nice. Just send me down. Just cast me down. I wanna be in the caverns. Um, Fucking animals. Fuck you.